So basically, this guy, Andrew Holmes, this nigga is supposedly, first of all, I've never heard of this nigga a day in my life. I wasn't really sure. He came off as credible. Now, I'm going to be completely honest, because I was completely convinced that this motherfucker was an activist in Chicago, and he really was with the shits. A little bit more than disappointed. At this point, I'm on some like, yo, man, who's trying to mob with me to Chicago so we can go to this fucking hotel and burn this shit to the ground? Because at the end of the day, my nigga, these niggas is playing games. I'm sorry, and I don't have no facts necessarily, because all we going by is a fucking video that's like 15 seconds in totality, little bits and pieces of this, you know, who they're claiming is Kenneka Jenkins. I'm assuming that's her, because that's what everybody else is saying. Her mother has... I'm not sure if her mother's seen the video yet or not, but I haven't seen anything that would, you know, suggest otherwise. Right now, there's a lot of young girls out here that find themselves in very similar situations, and unfortunately, guess what? There's not a camera on for all of them. You see what I'm saying? Like, these things really do happen with no cameras on, with like real, you know what I'm saying? Basically, the same situation and the same results that we seen with this young lady. That's happening somewhere right now where there's no cameras on. So we have to be mindful of that. And that's why, just to, you know, digress briefly, fuck my professor, just to switch the subject, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's basically why I feel like it's so important for us to get our shit together as a community. What do I mean by that? We need to have more of a willingness to police our own communities. Like, I feel like that's something that that's never mentioned. When anything happens like this, we see that we don't have, these motherfuckers is not gonna, you know, go out of their way. When they want to incriminate us, and when they want to put one of us in jail, and when they want to lock one of us up, and when they want to close a case, and when they want to make book, or whatever the fuck it is they do at the precinct, the quotas and all that shit, when they ready to lock your motherfucking ass up for some shit that you probably didn't even do, they will have all the camera angles, all the fucking... It would have been footage from the time that girl left her house, to the time she went to the store to get something to drink, to the time she got to the hotel, to the time they pulled up, the car, the license plate. All of that information would have been released ASAP. When that dude killed the lady, not too long ago... Excuse me, he didn't kill the lady. He actually killed an old man or some shit like that. The lady's name was Joy Lane. That was his ex-girlfriend. Whatever. I forgot Steve Stevens was his name, if I'm not mistaken. Pardon me, I'm spitting all over y'all and shit. I'm a little turned up right now, I'm not gonna lie to you, because this shit really been bugging me the fuck out, man. It's just a reminder of what we have to deal with, man, in our community. Like, this is like I said, this is an isolated incident, man. To take nothing away from the pain and the suffering that the family is going through right now. My deepest condolences, and all I can do is say that, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I really want to go to Chicago. I'm not going to lie. I'm really like, I might just take a vacay next week. Hold on, my nigga. Let me look at my calendar, because I might just go out there on some real... I'm definitely going to call the hotel. I just want to know. I have to know. What the fuck happened to this girl, man? And why aren't these fucking dickheads that was in the hotel room, why aren't they coming out and actually, like, being more vocal about this? Now... Hold on, let me not get mad and start bashing them like Facebook did. I'm just trying to figure out why everybody got so motherfucking quiet that was in that hotel room. I mean, that could be for legal purposes, you know. That could be something that they've been advised, you know, to basically not speak on. I just recently seen, like, not too long ago, because now they got all these different theories about this video that they just put out with her walking in the basement. Motherfuckers talking about, oh, you can look deep down into the... past the, you know what I'm saying? There's somebody in the hallway with sneakers. You can see somebody in the background. Somebody grabbed her waist when she was in the thing. I mean, listen, I'm not denying, or I can't confirm or deny any of these things. Right now, the best thing for motherfuckers to do is just shut the fuck up and let the family get the justice that they deserve. Does organ harvesting exist? Of course it does. Is that why this girl is not here today? I don't know. I don't want to believe that's the case, but we do have to take everything into consideration at this point, because we just don't know. We don't have the answers. And the way it's looking, the hotel is definitely, they guilty of something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck something is, but all I'm saying is this. There's a lot of footage that we're not seeing. to me is suspicious, and that shit is raising the fucking people's eyebrow because, that's crazy to me. Like I said, not to make this a race thing, but if that was a young white girl in that hotel, I just feel like it would have been a lot more. It would have been handed. It would have been, the level of urgency would have been a little bit, the motivation would have been a little different, And I feel like, the story would have played out completely different. You know what they do with us that I noticed? When it comes to these situations, these isolated incidents and these mysterious deaths and, of our children and things like that, they will encourage, like, they want social media to be the fucking, like, we supposed to solve this shit on social media. That's what they want us to do. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep putting out little bits and pieces of these little this and a little piece of that. Let's get everybody on social media because we know that social media is the driving force for basically the news, the media, all this shit. It all comes back to social media, or it all derives from social media. You know what I'm saying? Social media is always going to be the common denominator. So let them spread all this shit on social media to get everybody to fucking run around like chickens with their head cut off. This is what they always do, people. Come on now. When it's a real case and they're not putting real information out there for us to, you know what I'm saying? They gonna keep that shit low and do what they do. And as far as the toxicology report and the coroner's, office and all these, I don't know what people's connections are to these places. I don't even know what toxicology report, I don't know what center they're going to do it. I just hope that, I say that to say this. I just hope that her mother and her family is super on point. And they strapped up with the best lawyers that they could find because I hope that they don't let this shit, just get swept under the rug. And, honestly, to keep it all the way 1,000 with you, I wouldn't be surprised, and I don't say this out of disrespect, but in the near far future, we're going to be seeing an article of they're either going to attempt to pay her mother off or they're going to pay her off. You know what I'm saying? This is like, we've seen this happen so many times. You know what I'm saying? The most recent one I could think of was Eric Gardner.